The Nerdcast Empire is on the air. We are back for another Sunday of podcasting excellence on the Nerdcast Empire. I am Matt in the studio once again. Great to have you along with us. It's hard to believe. I believe we are up to episode 35 now of the Nerdcast Empire. Time has certainly flown. We're grateful that everybody's been checking us out, whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platforms or on YouTube. Thanks for checking out the Nerdcast Empire. Joining us once again in studio is Mike. Mike, how's it going?
It's going all right. Little known fact, we've recorded all these 30 plus episodes back to back over a week period.
And that's why my voice sounds terrible right now.
It's held up pretty well, all things considered.
Honestly, I'll take that for sure. And amazing that continuing to be able to fund the internet costs from Parts Unknown for 35 back-to-back episodes is Chris. Chris, how's it going?
Going great. I'm actually in parts even more unknown today, not my typical domain on the mean dark streets of Parts Unknown, but still here, still happy to represent.
Parts differently unknown this week, but great to have you along with us on the Nerdcast Empire. We are bringing back, by popular demand or unpopular demand, I'm not sure which, the anime trivia quiz episode of the Nerdcast Empire. We had surprising success the first time we did anime quizzes on the Nerdcast Empire, so we can't stand for that. So we're going to try to ruin that this week with a couple more anime quizzes. And we've decided this week we would do it a little bit differently than we did it last time. We are going to all take the quiz at the same time. So I'm not going to know the answers. I may not know the answers after I read the questions.
That's guaranteed.
For sure. And so we'll see how this goes. It should be very interesting, but we'll take a chance and we'll read the question and then we'll try to talk it out, come up with a consensus answer, and we'll see how we all fare. We're going to get to anime quizzes coming up. We'll be bringing Chris back in for that. Chris is going to take a break for a moment because we're going to be talking about the Anime Awards, which were hosted by Crunchyroll just recently. And in fact, believe that was yesterday as this podcast comes out. So this is the 8th annual Anime Awards. Anime released in full or partially between October 2022 and September 2023 were eligible. They had a lot of votes. The judges basically decided the categories and the nominees, and then I think the fans could also vote for some of the nominees. And then there were nearly 200 countries and regions that had votes sent in for 34 million anime fans that voted. We'll run down the big categories. We won't go through all of them, but Anime of the Year, all the shows nominated for this were certainly among the most popular shows of the year. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 was the winner, beating out Bocchi the Rock, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc, Oshinoko, and Vinland Saga Season 2. No real surprises there. I think Jujutsu Kaisen has been pretty consistently thought of as one of the best shows currently airing.
Yeah, absolutely. And having watched season 1 only up to this point, I certainly think it's a good show. Kind of anxious to see season 2, considering how well it performed in these awards.
Certainly, it definitely cleaned up on a lot of these awards. I saw Bocchi the Rock and Oshinoko. Both were really good shows. Certainly Oshinoko just getting started and certainly was well represented as well in these awards. The best continuing series, One Piece, wins, which is kind of crazy in some regards. I know Chris would certainly be pleased about that as someone who really is into One Piece. And clearly it continues to gain steam. Obviously, the talk of the new series coming out, I think, has reinvigorated a lot of fans, but it beat out Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy Family, and Vinland Saga. But kind of crazy that the continued popularity of One Piece just rolls along.
Yeah, and as long as it's continued, I kind of feel like there needs to be a separate award category because it almost seems weird comparing it as a continuing series to something that's on season 2 or season 3. Like those aren't the same thing.
No, it takes a lot more lasting power to make it through however many episodes and how many seasons that One Piece has had.
One Piece should be accepting its Lifetime Achievement Award at this point.
Certainly.
Not just getting normal awards handed to it.
Feels like that it should be competing with the Detective Conan's, shows like that have been going on for 20 plus seasons.
Chibi Maruka-chan.
Exactly. Best new series, the winner was Chainsaw Man. Beat out Bocchi the Rock, Heavenly Delusion, Hell's Paradise, Oshinoko, and Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Again, a lot of really popular shows on there. Not a huge surprise to see Chainsaw Man come out the winner because even I think with some of the critiques that we saw about it, I think overall it was just a wildly popular series.
It's kind of funny because people seem to kind of crap on it initially. And it's one of those things you want to talk to them again now. Like, was it really as bad as you said it was? Or did you have some sort of just comically inflated perception of what you thought this was going to be, and it wasn't quite that, and you felt the need to complain about it? Clearly, it did okay.
I don't know if it was just simply people who read the source material and not necessarily anime only fans, because there's still almost always going to be more anime only fans. And
yeah,
reality is evidently those are the people that voted and certainly decided that it was the best new series. Best film went to Suzume, the newest release from Makoto Shinkai. No real surprise there. That was everywhere, and it's still one I would definitely like to check out. But a lot of really good movies this year: Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, Blue Giant, Kaguya-sama, The First Kiss that Never Ends, Psychopath Providence, and the first Slam Dunk, which did really, really well at the box office. A lot of big titles, both long-lasting titles that had movie releases and more recent shows that had movie releases. But in the end, Shinkai and Suzume ends up bringing that one home.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder about the first Slam Dunk, if it just doesn't have the same level of popularity worldwide as it does in Japan, and that may have stunted it a little bit, whereas something like Suzume is going to be, I'm sure it had a theatrical release over here that went well, if I had to guess. I'd like to see first Slam Dunk, but it kind of feels more like your Fast and the Furious type release compared to the critically acclaimed Suzume, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there. Best original anime goes to Buddy Daddies, which was an interesting one, beating out Akiba Maid War, Birdie Wing, Girls Golf Story Season 2, Do It Yourself, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, and The Marginal Service. Not really much to add to this one. I've seen promos for Buddy Daddies. It's probably not one I'm going to watch, but I mean, clearly it was very popular and beat out some big titles there for Best Original Anime.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would kind of like to see a list of the original anime that was released in that window to know what to compare it to, because to just see a title, I don't instantly know if it's based on a manga or light novel or webcomic or whatever. So I know Buddy Daddies, you hear about it, it's fairly decently, so I guess I'm not super surprised at one.
Best animation went to Demon Slayer. The Swordsmith Village arc, not a huge surprise there. That show just gorgeously animated, but it was up against some tough competition. Attack on Titan final season, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, Mob Psycho 103, and Trigun Stampede. But Demon Slayer, not anything that has to do with character design, animation. I'm never surprised when Demon Slayer takes it home.
Yeah, Demon Slayer has really cool character designs. The animation is vibrant and colorful. The nominees here all kind of have a variety of styles to them, anywhere from Demon Slayer to Mob Psycho to Trigun Stampede, which I think was predominantly CG. So that's kind of cool that they kind of spread out what the animation was for the nominees.
Best character design went to Jujutsu Kaisen, which is interesting, and beating out Demon Slayer, Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, Oshinoko, and Trigun Stampede. Sayaka Koiso and Tadashi Hiramatsu getting credit for that. Kind of interesting because, I mean, again, Jujutsu Kaisen's a great looking series. Just interesting because some of those shows have some very unique looking character designs, and Jujutsu Kaisen was the one that won it out.
Yeah, that caught me off guard a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong with the character design in Jujutsu Kaisen, but it seems kind of flat compared to some of the other shows where they're all kind of wearing a similar school uniform. I just think if you compare it to something like Demon Slayer, where the characters are just ridiculous looking. Also, if you're going to do that, like, why isn't One Piece on there? Like, name a show with more outlandish character design than One Piece.
Not too many, to be honest with you. That certainly could be up there, but best director went to Jujutsu Kaisen again. Shota Goshizono was the winner for that one. Again, beating out all the big shows from the year. A couple others I'll just run down quickly, and we'll get to some more main categories discussed. Best cinematography went to Jujutsu Kaisen again. Best art direction went to Demon Slayer. Again, not a big surprise with an art direction. Now we get into the specific types of shows. The best romance show went to Horimiya, The Missing Pieces, which was the kind of the sequel-ish type, I don't want to say spinoff. I'm not sure. It was kind of like, it wasn't necessarily a direct sequel to Horimiya, but I think it was like other stories from the anime, basically. Beating out Insomniacs After School, My Happy Marriage, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999, Skip and Loafer, and Tomo-chan is a Girl. I know you've seen some of Horimiya, or that's one we want to see.
I would like to see Horimiya, but I have not watched any of those shows, either the winner or the other nominees.
I just watched trashy romance shows, evidently. I didn't watch like the really award-winning ones, but yeah, I would like to watch Horimiya, so not too surprised there. Best comedy went to Spy Family Season 1, Chorus 2. Some big competition, Bochi the Rock, Buddy Daddies, Marshall, Urusei Yatra, and Zom 100. I know you've seen Spy Family, certainly attest to it being a worthy winner in the best comedy category.
Yeah, absolutely. Spy Family, partially because of the comedy in it, is something that I think anyone would appreciate, even if they're new to anime. It's just the characters are ridiculous. The scenarios they find themselves in, just absurd. I would recommend it to anybody.
Best action series went to Jujutsu Kaisen. No big surprise there. Best fantasy goes to Demon Slayer. Again, not a shock. Best drama goes to Attack on Titan. Again, not a huge surprise there. Beat out some good ones. Heavenly Delusion, My Happy Marriage, Oshinoko, To Your Eternity, and Vinland Saga Season 2. So evidently the Attack on Titan fans were happy enough with how everything ended that they were okay with voting for that one.
I think it's difficult to compete with a show that's reached its climax when some of these other ones, they're really just starting out.
Yeah, no question. I think the drama is going to be the highest at the end. At least it should be if you're doing it right. Best slice of life went to Bochi the Rock. I've seen that one and certainly can attest to that. Beating out Do It Yourself, Horimiya, Insomniacs After School, My Love Story, The Yamada-kun, and Skip and Loafer. Best main character went to Monkey D. Luffy, which is amazing that still holding on there as the best main character. That one surprised me a little bit just because you would think that's a show or that's a category that would favor whatever the hottest new show is because it's the new popular character. And yet here's Monkey D. Luffy come swooping in, winning best main character.
It's pretty interesting. I obviously don't have a lot of experience with One Piece, but just on the surface, I never really considered Luffy as like a really compelling, interesting character, someone that I would enjoy rooting for necessarily. Yeah, how do you not get kind of played out over this long of a period of time? It's truly impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I certainly did not necessarily see that coming. But congratulations to everyone at One Piece. Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, the winner for supporting character, which is amazing because he was up against Suguru Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen also, along with some other characters. So 2 supporting characters in the same show nominated, and Jujutsu Kaisen wins another award. Must protect at all cost character goes to Anya from Spy Family. I don't know really what else to say.
I don't know how to analyze that category. What are we doing exactly?
I guess just character that people don't want to see any harm come to.
I feel that way about a lot of characters.
Yeah, I guess Anya was the one that they felt most that way about. So
evidently.
Best anime song, which is certainly a very tough category. Not a huge surprise that Idol from Yoasobi wins it from Oshinoko, but big time competition from Kickback, from Chainsaw Man, Seishun Complex from Bochi the Rock, Suzume from Suzume, Where Our Blue Is from Jujutsu Kaisen, and Work from Hell's Paradise, which was a very interesting song. It's one of my favorite songs of the year just because it's so different than really all the other ones on this list. But again, big name hitters there in the anime song. Not a surprise to see Idol on top.
No, not surprising at all, but I do agree. I think the Hell's Paradise song is definitely one of the more interesting songs from the year. Is Radwimps just on retainer to do the music for these big movies? I feel like that's pretty much a constant. I
feel like that's big money probably to be made there, I'm guessing. So you don't need to do the random show of the season when you can get Makoto Shinkai films every couple years.
Exactly.
Basically pay your bills for a while. Best score went to Attack on Titan. That's not a huge surprise having heard some of the OST, although, Bochi the Rock, Oshinoko, both great scores. I'm sure Suzume has a great score. Demon Slayer's got great music, and Chainsaw Man had a bunch of great ending themes to go with the opening theme. So all really worthy nominees there. Best opening sequence goes to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Where Our Blue Is. And again, tough competition. Idol from Yoasobi, Innocent Arrogance from Heavenly Delusion by Bish, Kickback from Chainsaw Man, Song of the Dead by Kanabun, and seen that one everywhere, and Work again from Hell's Paradise. That's a pretty stacked lineup of opening sequences there.
It's really hard to compete with Jujutsu Kaisen with their opening sequences. I mean, just visually speaking, they're always so striking. So this doesn't surprise me at all.
No, not at all. Again, a lot of good ones on there. Best ending sequence goes to Akari from Jujutsu Kaisen once again. Again, another tough list there with Happiness in the Dead from Zom 100, Hawatari Nyoku Senti from Maximum the Hormone, from Chainsaw Man, Koi Kogade, which I thought was a really good song from Millet and Man with a Mission. Mephisto, the ending from Oshinoko I thought was really good. And Spy Family Season 1, Chorus 2, Color by Yama. Again, really good options there. We'll see if there's anything else we want to go through. Most of these are just vocal performances, which you can look up. And of course, you can go to Crunchyroll's website. You can go to Anime News Network. They've got a list of all the award winners. But the one question I kind of want to pose as we wrap up this opening segment is I do wonder how some of the shows that weren't necessarily Crunchyroll shows were affected in the voting, because obviously it is the Crunchyroll Awards. And obviously I would think most hardcore anime fans probably have Crunchyroll now just because they don't really have a choice with Funimation going away. And they have so many big name shows. But at the same time, like we were talking about before we went on the air, Oshinoko, for example, was a High Dive show. High Dive's probably, if it's not the smallest streaming service, it's certainly got to be right there. So I do wonder some of these shows that weren't Crunchyroll shows, how they might have been affected in this.
Yeah, and I think at the same time, you have to take these awards with a grain of salt when they're sponsored by a content provider. If there was the Netflix awards for popular television shows and they've swept those, you certainly wouldn't be shocked about that.
Yeah, I would agree. And part of this is just a chance to talk about anime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's always nice to win an award. And that's, if they're going to give them out, it's nice to win them. I don't think you want to get too wrapped up in it. Obviously, the real numbers that matter are the dollars and cents that these shows make. And most of the ones we listed make big dollars and cents. And that's why a lot of them are sequels or will have sequels, because they just continue to print money. And I have a feeling that we're going to be talking about some of these shows for quite some time going forward. But we're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we're going to talk quizzes, and got a couple of quizzes coming up. We're going to try to determine whether shows are real or not based on light novel titles. And sometimes it's hard to tell whether a show has a real light novel title or is a fake show. We're going to try to figure that out when we get back on the other side of this time out here on the Nerdcast Empire. Back on the Nerdcast Empire, Anime Quiz Edition once again. We are now on the website Sporkle to try to determine the real or fake light novel titles. Before we get to this, reminder, check out our website, nerdcastempire.com. You can check out all the news about our podcast. You can go to our store on our website, all that good stuff here on the Nerdcast Empire. Don't forget, our main episodes come out on Sunday. Coming up tomorrow will be another episode of Music Monday when we review the music releases from February 16th. So make sure you check that out on the Nerdcast Empire. We are now going to talk light novel titles, which most of these are really ridiculous. If you're not familiar with them, you probably have not watched any anime in the last 10 years because there's so many light novel titles out there.
I'm anxious to see how many of these I've watched.
Some of these are ones that I've actually heard of. So I think we're going to do all right on this one, but definitely curious to see how this goes. So light novel titles, real or fake. Got 20 to choose from. We're going to choose real or fake. Are we ready?
There's a time limit?
Yeah, there's a time limit. So
all right.
We may have to take this one more than once because we run out of time. We'll just do that. All right. Number one, I own a weapons shop and we get some incredibly wacky customers.
I'm going to go fake.
Fake.
You say fake. You say fake. I can get behind that. It is. We're not going to find out till the end. It doesn't look. We know this one because it's actually come out. Reborn as a vending machine. I wander the dungeon.
Yep, that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. I somehow make all the weapons I touch into S-Class.
I bet that's real.
That sounds real.
S-Class being in there makes me think real.
Yeah, we can go real.
Ooh, oh, it was fake. So now I know it does tell me if we get it wrong.
That was just a test to see if it would tell us.
Yep. Someone had to find out.
Number 4, I was murdered but reincarnated into my hot little sister.
That's got to be fake. Please tell me that's fake.
See, I agree with everything you're saying, yet I still somehow think it's real. I don't want to believe it's real.
I'm going to break the tie and say it's real. It is fake.
Oh, thank God.
Thank goodness. There's some hope for humanity. Number 5, the White Cat's revenge has plotted from the Dragon King's lap. That sounds real.
I feel pretty gun shy on these now. I would say fake, but real wouldn't surprise me either.
Chris, you get to break the tie this time.
I'll go fake.
It is real.
Oh, man.
Number 6. How do I get the Demon King's daughter to notice me? I think that's real.
That sounds real.
Yeah, I think I could see that.
It's fake. Not doing so well with
All right,
these.
whoever made this is awesome at fake names.
Yeah. This one I'm pretty sure is real.
Yeah.
My mental choices are completely interfering with my school romantic comedy. So that one is real.
Yeah.
The journey of a time traveling NEET and the girls he meets along the way.
God, that sounds real too.
Sounds real. I'm going to say it's fake though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll say it's fake.
It is fake. Number 9. Reborn into a hamster for 233 days.
That can't be real.
That can't be real.
Yeah,
It is real.
God.
I gotta find it.
Number 10. The hero and his elf bride open a pizza parlor. That sounds fake.
Fake.
Yeah, I think so too. Fake.
It's real.
A pizza parlor, man.
I know this one's real. I want to eat your pancreas.
Yep.
That one is real. This one's real also.
Yeah,
Do you
there we
love
go.
your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks?
It's a great name.
8 questions left. We still got plenty of time too. I didn't ask for a harem, but I got one anyway, so I'll reluctantly take advantage of it.
That sounds fake.
Man, I
It
don't
sounds
know.
fake, but I'm gonna go true just to go against what I want to say, and I hope I get back on the right track.
I have no faith in my choices.
I'm gonna say fake, but man, that one really could be real. It is fake.
I felt like there should have been more than just I'll take advantage of it. There would have been like another variable there.
Number 14, the hero defeats the Demon King, but becomes just as bad, so I'm sent to stop him. That could be real.
It could be real. I feel like Hero and Demon King get thrown around a lot. Man,
Yeah, it's almost like they kind of just
they want me to think that's
Made that-
real. Yeah.
I'll go fake.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
It is fake. I saved too many girls and caused the apocalypse.
God, I think that might be real.
I think
Real.
We'll go with it. It is real. Mixed bathing in another dimension.
Real.
Yeah, I think that might be real.
It is real. Can someone please explain what's going on?
That could just be a cry for help from the person making this.
I feel like they want to lull you into thinking that's real because it's
I'm going to
just,
say fake.
yeah, I'm thinking so too.
Yeah, let's go fake.
It's real.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
reincarnated as a hot spring in an alternate world, and I'm way too effective. That sounds fake.
I could believe that being real.
Yeah, me too. I want to lean toward fake, but I don't know for sure.
We can go fake.
It's real.
Wow.
I write yaoi for a living.
No, what's the question?
Fake.
Fake.
It's fake. My cat keeps teleporting into my classes and embarrassing me.
What is with cats?
I want to say fake, but I could see that being real too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do my usual go against the grain with what I want, and I'll say real.
I will go with fake. It is fake. So we got 12 out of 20 on that one.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. The average score is 55%. We got 60%. So overall, I'd say we did a good job on
Slightly
that one.
above average.
So
For having never read a light novel.
I mean, there was like the handful that I'd heard of, but otherwise, man, some of those were just outlandish.
let's do one more because Crunchyroll has one as well. And there's only 15 questions, so we can squeeze this in before we wrap up the podcast. Here we go. And it's real or fake. First one, my youth romantic comedy is wrong as I expected. Pretty sure that's real.
Yeah, I'll go with real.
Yeah, real.
And it is real. The English name was My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu.
Oh.
Buck naked in another world, real or made up.
I feel like there should be more to that title if it was real.
I agree. I think it's
Yeah.
fake.
It's fake.
It is real.
Ugh.
The Demon Lord's daughter shall not be defeated. That sounds really real that I think it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Just throwing out the demon lord thing again. We'll go fake.
And I think there's another show where someone won't be defeated.
Yeah. And it is fake, so we got that one. I'm a behemoth, an S-rank monster, but mistaken for a cat, I live as an elf girl's pet.
I feel like that's fake, but I kind of want it to be real.
Yeah, we go fake.
It is real.
Oh, man.
Why is it always a cat?
The Japanese love their cats.
They love their like ranked, like S ranked this. And, you know,
Yeah, those are definitely ones you have to keep an eye on. My wrath at being exiled from the kingdom knows no bounds. That sounds fake.
Fake.
Yeah, we'll go fake.
It is fake. What's wrong with being addicted to healing magic?
That's real.
I kind of lean toward it being real also.
Yeah, we could go with that.
It's fake.
Oh,
It's not real. Although 63% of people agreed with us. That was a good one.
so it needs to be real.
It's like the wrong way to use healing magic, which I saw Chris mention and we've talked about.
Yeah.
I saved too many girls and caused the apocalypse. We just found that out. That was real,
That is
right?
real, yeah.
Next is mixed bathing in another dimension.
Yeah, that one was real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was real. Sis Conquest. My party leader kicked me out, so I teamed up with my little sister. I bet that's real.
I could see that being real. I feel like there's enough about that sounds real, or maybe it isn't, but we'll see.
It is fake. That was a 50-50 one. I'm pretty sure this is real.
Yeah.
Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. Pretty sure that is real.
Yep.
Got 5 more to go. Stealing my sister's clothes turns me into a demon lord. That's got to be fake.
I was going to say anything with Demon Lord's fake.
Yeah.
It is fake. Apparently, it's my fault that my husband has the head of a beast. That sounds fake also, but I don't know.
It's so tough to pick fake twice in a row.
I know.
I say it's fake.
Yeah, we can do that.
It is real. Middle-aged businessmen arise in another world.
I've not heard
that to be real.
Yeah, me too. I've not heard of that one, but let's make it real.
It is real. So you can check that out. Help, I accidentally sent my firstborn child to another world.
How old was he?
That's a great question. I'm going to say fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go fake.
And it is fake. Last one. My light novel title can't be this long. I'm going to say it's fake, but it would not shock me if somebody in some sort of meta way has made that and it's actually true.
I could totally see that being real. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that being real.
But it's the last question of the quiz, so I'm going to say fake.
Fake is fine.
It is fake. So we got 10 out of 15 of those. So I feel like we were really starting to hit our groove on those, but light novel titles, never boring for sure. So every so often we'll break out the anime quizzes and we'll go back to the other ones that we did before. We'll pick certain shows and do quizzes on those as well. But that's going to wrap things up for this edition of the Nerdcast Empire. Certainly some interesting anime quizzes out there. Don't forget, tomorrow is Music Monday. You can check out our latest on the music releases of February the 16th. We'll be talking about the best, and we'll also go to the vault as well. Talk about some of the older music releases that we want to spotlight. Don't forget to check out our website, nerdcastempire.com. Check out our store while you're there. Big thanks to Stoveleg Media for all their support of our podcast as we continue to grow it each and every week. Big thanks to Mike and Chris once again for joining me. That's going to wrap things up for this week. We'll be back with you next Sunday for another edition of the Nerdcast Empire. Don't forget to join the Empire, the Nerdcast Empire.